So in this video, I'm going to show you how to automate your lead generation, appointment booking, lead qualification, and customer support using ChatGPT and GoHighLevel. So by the end of this video, we're going to have created a system that works just like this. So if I add this particular contact to this start bot workflow, you'll see that it's going to send a message to the user. And over here, I will have received the message. Now, when I interact with this specific bot, if I say hello, this is going to send an automatic response from ChatGPT, and it's all using GoHighLevel and Zapier. So we'll give it just a second to reply, but I'm going to basically show you how to do this step by step for any niche, for any industry, and you can fully customize it. So here you go. Hey there, how can I assist you today? And I can just say, I'm interested in learning more about your services. And in just a second, that'll get sent over to the system, and then it's basically going to respond. Now, this particular system has not been customized yet, so it's probably going to give me a pretty generalized response, but I'm going to show you how in this video how to build this entire system literally from scratch, and I'm also going to show you how you can customize it and leverage ChatGPT's newest features, which is the ability to upload your own files. See, so this is a very long response. I'll show you how to fix this, but basically I'm going to show you how you can upload files and leverage ChatGPT's newest feature called GPTs. So with that being said, this is going to be a pretty in-depth training. I'm not going to hold anything back. If you want to skip the work and the setup and all the stuff that I'm going to be showing you here, you can buy the system directly. It's linked below. So with that being said, today I'm going to show you how to automate your lead generation, lead qualification, appointment booking, and customer support using ChatGPT's newest feature, Custom Assistants. So if you haven't heard, OpenAI recently released its newest feature called GPTs. And GPTs allow users to build their own custom chatbots and make them shareable to other users. So here's an example. I built a solar Facebook ad generator bot. So basically, I custom prompted ChatGPT to produce images like this. And this is a pop art image that it generated, and this was all done with this GPTs feature. So there are literally infinite use cases, okay? If you just Google GPTs, you will see that people are using this to build creative writing assistants. You can build data analysis assistants. You can literally even ask, GPT about anything about laundry. You can see here, it says, ask me anything about stains, settings, sorting, and everything laundry. So the use cases are infinite, and you can literally even make a bot that makes bots. So while in theory this is a super awesome feature, almost no one will ever get value from this feature unless, one, you use your own bot internally. So for me, I help real estate investors generate off-market deals with Facebook ads. And so they need to talk to motivated sellers, and we use Facebook ads to do that. And so this use case works really well for someone like me because I've custom prompted a bot just like this one, but for the people that I serve, which are real estate investors, and I've used it to generate ad images. So this is one use case where it's super valuable because I'm pretty tech inclined and I can interact with the technology and basically generate images, and it'll work because I know what I'm doing with the technology, right? The other use case that you can actually get value from is if your customers are tech savvy. So a lot of you that watch this channel are pretty tech inclined, and you'll see that I've got a lot of videos about technology, automation, building bots and stuff like that. And so, if I wanted to, I could share this link to those of you that are on this channel, and you could interact with this system and probably, come up with some pretty cool ad images, right? But the challenge is that most people aren't going to use this specific feature. So let's say that you're a service-based business owner that makes money via appointments. So you get leads, those leads turn into appointments, and then when you talk to people on the phone or in person, this is how your business makes money or makes sales. So the current configuration of the GPTs feature, right, this is a specific feature, it requires users to interact with this custom bot on OpenAI's website, right? So this is what happens if I wanted to send you a shareable link to use my custom bot. So like I said, if I use it internally, I know what I'm doing, I know why I built it, so I can simply interact with it and get great results from it. And the second use case is, well, if you're pretty tech savvy, and you know about this world of AI, then I could send you a link and you could go and test this out. But the problem is, number one, you would need to interact with the bot on a website totally unrelated to my business, right? So if I help real estate investors find off-market deals, and those real estate investors need to interact with motivated homeowners that need to sell, we couldn't really send a homeowner a link to ChatGPT to interact with our bot, right? They're just not going to do that. And two, even if they did do that, they would have to pay $20 per month to interact with this specific bot because it requires ChatGPT Plus. Now, this may change in the future, but it still isn't the most effective way to utilize this technology to help you get more leads, more appointments, and ultimately more customers. So almost no one is going to use this unless, like I said, you're tech savvy or you're using it internally, right? Well, what if I told you that there was another way? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can bring this technology to the forefront of your business and allow your leads and your customers to interact with this technology without them thinking twice by allowing them to text it. So before I get into the technicalities, because this will be a very technical training and I'm not going to hold anything back, I literally have 18 pages of instructions and step-by-step everything you need to know. And like I said, if you just want the end result of, plugging this into your business and you want to skip all of this setup, there is a link below to purchase the system directly. But before I get into the actual training and show you how to do this stuff, let me describe the actual use case that we're going to be, basically implementing here so you can see if this is something that you can use for your business. So let's take that same solar business as an example. And let's say that you make money from selling solar to homeowners. In order for you to do that, you or your team need leads and appointments. And in order to get those leads, you would traditionally have to rely on outreach, cold calling, and even if you're doing inbound ads like Facebook or PPC, you still have to qualify those leads and get them to book an appointment with you. And trust me, I know every month there's about $40,000 of advertising spend that I personally manage with inbound Facebook leads. So I'm not just saying this from theory. Even if you use inbound lead sources, you still have to make sure these people are interested, get them to engage with you, qualify them, and then sync up on a time where you guys can basically communicate about your services, right? So it's pretty much safe to say that if every sales rep or business owner only spent time on the phone with qualified prospects, their business would grow. The real problem is all of the time, the effort, and money that goes into creating that result, whether it's money for ads or money to hire staff or time that it takes to train staff. And then even then, the best employee is going to work maybe 8 to 10 hours per day. And even in that scenario, they're not going to be able to automatically respond to all of your leads and all of your customers 24/7, 365 with a fraction of the cost. And they're not going to be able to do it for any long period of time, right? So with this new GPTs feature, and all of that's happening with AI and today's technology, you literally can automate 95% of this. And this is what I'm going to be showing you in this training. Like I said, step by step. I'm not going to hide anything. I have a video where I show an earlier version of this system that's gotten over 25,000 views. And, people have built their own automated appointment booking systems just from that free training alone. So I'm definitely going to deliver here. The reason I'm making a new version of this is because I believe that I made that training back in June. I may be mistaken, but basically, November of last year, right? So right now it's November of 2023. In November of 2022, this is pretty much when, OpenAI and ChatGPT hit the mainstream, market. And so in 1 year, the amount that I have seen change, how fast the technology has already adapted is insane. So there's really no way to just say, oh, here's an update, this is what, changed. You have to literally understand the entire framework of what's going on, because by next year, November of 2024, I have a few predictions. One, you're going to be able to use this technology so that your customers can translate, if they send you photos or anything like that, your bot is going to be able to read what those photos say and distinguish, what they're communicating. And you can already do this directly in ChatGPT. There are some limitations with how fast the main ChatGPT features, go into these other softwares like Zapier. But 1 year from now, what your AI bot's going to be able to do is insane. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to customize your prompt so the bot behaves exactly how you want, how you can use it to qualify leads, how you can use it to answer customer support question by literally uploading files. You can literally upload tons of PDF files into your bot. And if a customer has a question about your business, the bot will pull from that PDF file and provide a response. So I'm going to deliver here. So if you're coming across this video, set everything aside if you want to actually learn how this thing works, because, that's one of the things I do differently with my trainings is this isn't just a sales pitch to buy my product, although you will save a ton of time and you'll get a community of people doing the same thing. I'm going to show you basically how I built the product. And, I've had tons of people, never purchase the product and build everything that I show off of the free training alone. So I'm going to show you everything. So You're probably wondering, if you're new to, this idea or concept, or you're hearing a lot of different people talk about AI, one of the things that I've been able to discern is, when is it actually useful, right? Because I'm a business owner myself, and there's a lot of different things you could jump on the trends about when it comes to AI. There's AI this, there's AI that. And at the end of the day, right, we all want more customers. We all want to grow our business. We all want more time freedom, location freedom, and to basically do what we want. That's why we get into business. I think over time, sometimes we forget that and we start just, working all the time, and we never really get what we wanted in the first place. But at the end of the day, we all want to grow our businesses. We all want to make more money. We all want to have more leverage and more time and better systems. And so if you want to actually implement AI in a way that's useful, this is really the most practical way that I've actually seen it work to help my customers make more money, as well as me. So it's not some AI hype train, this little feature that generates this and generates that. How can you get AI to automatically respond to your leads, get them qualified, get them on your calendar, as well as respond to customers so they have a better experience getting customer support? That's really the objective of the training, and this is going to work for any niche. So whether you own a solar business, you own a marketing agency, you own a plumbing business, you own an HVAC business, whatever your business is, you can fully customize it with the system that I'm going to show you. So wanted to get that out of the way. So now I'm going to get into an overview of the technology and basically what the system looks like and how it works. And then we're going to get into the literal specifics of click by click, over the shoulder look on how do you actually build this system for your business. So the first tool that we're going to be using is called GoHighLevel. If you're not familiar with what GoHighLevel is, it's an all-in-one sales and marketing platform. So in this specific use case, GoHighLevel is the tool and the interface that we are going to be using to send text messages back and forth to our customers. And it looks like this. So let's say this is your business and this is a lead responding to a message your business sends. We basically have a tool called GoHighLevel that's going to allow us to text message our leads, okay, and have conversations with them. So that's tool number one. Tool number two is OpenAI, or more commonly known as ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is going to be responsible for generating the response and communicating with the customer, leveraging AI, okay? So we're going to be able to name our bot. So this can be, the name that I've used is Jackie. You can name it whatever you'd like, Lisa, whatever name you want to name it. This is basically your sales assistant or your customer support rep. And I'm going to show you how to make multiple. So you can have a sales bot, you can have a customer support bot. All these things I talked about in videos 3, 4, 5 months ago, and they're here. So the first one we're going to do is basically an appointment booking bot, but we're going to be able to name the bot. So it's going to have its own personality. And then I'm going to show you how to give the bot specific instructions to do what you want it to do. Okay, this is probably one of the most valuable skills you can have in today's world, is can you successfully interact with the technology to produce the result that you want, right? Or can you hire someone to do that, right? That's really the two things I would say. Because if you don't know how to interact with this stuff, there are companies and people like myself that are going to be full-fledged pushing this type of technology, and not in a way that diminishes the human experience or removes humans from the equation. It's really a tool so that you can show up more in your gifts, right? My gift is to share this information with you guys and to build these systems. So anything that's really not doing that isn't me producing value at the highest level. So if I'm able to produce more value to the marketplace, right, I'm going to grow my business. And I believe the exact same thing is true for you. If you can focus on what you're amazing at, which may be talking to people on the phone, right, or conducting in-person appointments, then, and you're not spending time, chasing down leads and trying to see if people are serious, then you're going to have a more enjoyable life and a more successful career. So we have to be able to master the custom instructions, because if we don't, then we're really just going to be building a bot that we have to troubleshoot back and forth. But if we can dial it in to produce the results we want, answer customers' questions, know how to get them to book an appointment, and get all that stuff automated, you're going to be in for a lot of time saved, money, and energy. Okay, so we're going to be able to name our assistant. We're going to be able to customize how this assistant shows up. We're going to talk more about the models that you'll be able to choose from, which doesn't really matter quite in this, explanation. And then these are really the new core features here. I'll talk more about them as we get into the specifics, but you basically are going to be able to provide specific functions to the leads that interact with your bot. So a simple example is, let's say that, the lead wanted, for example, the only reason I'm saying this is because this is the most, this is already an available function that you can use. But basically, let's say that a lead wanted the current stock price for, the S&P 500, right? you can put in specific function code that will actually pull that data live in real time and communicate it to your customers. So we work with real estate investors. So obviously things like this open up a huge range of potential, because you're talking about being able to analyze specific properties, specific neighborhoods, active and pending listings. There's a whole list of things that I could go on and on about. And we're not going to use this in this training because this isn't quite there yet. Maybe at the time of you watching this is already out. But at the time of this recording, the functions aren't quite ready to go yet. Code interpreter is not going to really be necessary, but this is a powerful tool. This basically just allows the bot to analyze conversation from the customer, and it can analyze code. It can analyze website code, and it could analyze, basically images, right? And this is where, when this technology is able to be passed through GoHighLevel in this instance, where, you could send photos back and forth, or customers can send photos of their property or their roof. This is going to start to get really insane. So this isn't quite there yet, but it will be. And then retrieval, we'll basically turn retrieval on because it goes hand in hand with files. So the main update here is new models, right? Multiple assistants, and the ability to upload PDF files, okay? So you can take documentation of your entire business. I could download this entire document here of me showing you, how to do this and build this system, and turn it into a PDF, upload it here, and basically you guys could ask questions to the document, okay? And not only can it answer just based on what's in the document, but it can infer based on all of its understanding, hey, this is potentially what this customer is asking. They may not be asking, the right question, but we can infer, because we have billions of parameters of data, what this customer is really trying to communicate. We can reference the document and our own, artificial intelligence to produce a response. So really what we're going to be touching on is multiple assistants, the ability to upload files, and basically interact, have this technology interact with your customers in a way that they're used to, because they're not going to go to ChatGPT and sign up for a subscription and start talking to a bot, okay? So tool number one is high level. This is going to be how we interface with the actual customer, okay? We're going to get our bot to basically send messages back and forth to our customers right here. We're going to be able to read the customer's response and basically respond as ChatGPT. Then we're going to be able to make our own bot, put in our custom instructions, and basically upload our own data in the form of files so that our bot has even more context about what your business does and how you can help customers, okay? The third tool that's going to tie all of this together is called Zapier. So Zapier will connect ChatGPT and GoHighLevel, and by the end of this training, this is basically what the end result is going to look like. So you can ignore this catch hook by webhooks if this is complicated. All this means is when a customer replies, we send that reply to ChatGPT, we run it through that custom instructions and those files that you're going to upload, and then when we produce a response from ChatGPT, we're going to send that response to GoHighLevel. That's all it is. And if it looks more complicated than that, just follow along, and like I said, I'm going to show you step by step how to do all of this. So with that being said, that is the overview and the context, and now I'm going to get into the actual training, the step by step. How do you actually build this for your business, okay? So section one is all about what we're going to build inside of GoHighLevel, okay? So this is literally the exact system right here on this piece of paper, okay? So the first step is we need to create 5 custom values, okay? So I'm going to basically transition between, doing what the instructions say and then providing a little bit of context about what they're for. That way you understand. But if I over explain what everything's for, you probably won't take any action and actually set this thing up, which is what we want at the end of the day. Okay, so the first step is to create these 5 custom values. So what I'm going to do is go over here to my GoHighLevel. So once I'm logged into my GoHighLevel and I've made a sub account, I'm going to go over here to my settings. And once I click on my actual settings, there's going to be a button over here that says custom values. Okay, custom values. So now you'll see there are 5 custom values, and in yours there's going to be none because you haven't potentially built this yet, okay? So this is the process for creating these 5 custom values. So all we're going to do is I'm going to reference this document and just copy this assistant name, okay? And this is basically so all of these values that we put here, we can use them with the bot without having to manually change them every single time. That's really all they're for. So what I'm going to do is go back here, click custom value, and all I'm going to do is paste in assistant name. Now, right here, you can name your bot. You can call it Jackie or Lisa, whatever you want to do, and just click create. Boom. Now, that will create this first custom value, okay? So you should have one custom value if you're following along. The second one is company name. So I'm going to do the same thing. Mine are obviously created because I've built this entire system. But if you're starting from scratch, you should only see the one that you've built. So the second one is going to be company name. So I'm going to go over here and paste this in. And this is where you'll name your company. Like, who is your bot representing? So I can just put ABC company and click create. All right. The next one is going to be GPT assistant response message. So this is basically going to be the starter message that the bot sends when you turn it on. So don't worry about all the specifics here. We just need to put in a value so that the system can function properly. And then once the system is communicating back and forth with the lead, then we can customize it and change how it behaves. But if we try to do both at the same time, it's going to be very confusing. So we're going to copy that here, and we are going to paste that right into here. Okay. And then for this, just put hi. And then click create. You can change this later, just put hi. Then the next one is going to be GPT user response message. So this is basically where we are going to put a placeholder value if our lead does not respond to us so that we can automatically follow up with them, and you'll understand this more as I show you the actual system. But for here, we're also just going to put hi and click create. Okay, so we should have 4 custom values here up until this point. And then this last one is going to be webhook URL. So you're going to copy this over here and just paste it. For now, you're just going to put blank or just put ABC. It doesn't matter. This will come into play later when we connect Zapier. But for now, you'll just have 5 custom values. Okay. So that completes step 1, right? Pretty easy. You may not understand what you just did, but that is step 1. Okay. So step 2 here is we need to create 2 custom tags. Okay. 2 custom tags. And this is going to be how we identify if the lead is interacting with the bot or not. Because the last thing you want to have happen is no unique identifier, and then you have 1,000 leads, and 400 are in the bot and 600 are not. And you have to manually go through and try to figure out where people are, if they're in the bot or if they're not. So we need a clear, simple way to basically identify who's in the bot, and also an easy way to stop the system if you need to, okay? So we're going to create 2 custom tags. So over here, we are going to go to tags, and you'll see these 2 tags already created. So same thing, I'm going to go to create, and I'm going to just paste in the tag here and click on create. All right. And then that'll create the first tag. And then the second tag is stop bot SMS. And then we're going to add new tag, paste it in, and click create. Okay. All right. So now we need to create 4 custom fields. So before we create the custom fields, we're going to make a folder called ChatGPT. So if I go to custom fields, click on folders, then I'm just going to go to add folder and type ChatGPT, and then the object is going to be contact. So you'll click save, and then you'll see, this folder right there. Okay. Now we're going to create these 4 fields. Now I obviously already have them, so I'm just going to click on copy here, but you'll call this one exactly like I have here, GPT assistant response message. You're going to click on add field, click multi-line, next, and then you're going to click paste or type that in. And then for the group, you'll choose that folder, ChatGPT, and then you'll click save. And then you're going to make the next one, GPT user response message. So we're going to go over here, multi-line, next, GPT user response message, and then same thing, ChatGPT, save. All right. And then the next one, GPT user response message, last source. Going to create a new field there, multi-line, next, and then paste that in. And then we're going to choose the same folder, ChatGPT, and then click save. All right. And then last one, GPT date since last message received. And then we're going to click on add field, multi-line, paste right there, make sure there's no space there, and then choose ChatGPT, and then save. And then these will be the 4 custom fields all inside of the ChatGPT folder, the ChatGPT custom field folder. So now you'll have 5 custom values, okay? 5 custom values, and then 2 tags, okay? Simple enough. So that's basically, we're complete right here, okay? The next step is we're going to build 5 separate workflows, okay? And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through every single step. But 5 workflows starts with just 1 workflow. So we're going to go back over here. We're going to click on go back, and then we're going to click on automation, okay? And what I'd recommend doing is creating a folder first. So you can just call the folder ChatGPT SMS and click create folder. So you can just type ChatGPT SMS. Now, when you create the folder, now you'll have a folder to put all these workflows in so they're organized, okay? So once we click into this folder, we're going to click on create workflow. Now that's going to open up a blank workflow, and it'll look like this. Just so you guys can see, we're just going to click start from scratch, and it's basically just going to be a blank workflow to build automations on. So you should, when you click on new workflow, you should see a screen something like this, okay? So I'm going to delete this for now because we already have all of the reference workflows that we need. So I don't want to create any confusion with extra workflows. So we're going to click on, create workflow, start from scratch. Now, what I'm going to do is walk you through all of the steps here that are required to build part one of the system. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on, there's no trigger needed. You're going to click on the plus, and then this specific workflow. So I'm basically going to reference the workflow below, but just show you how to, add the function. So what we're going to do is click on remove from all workflows. Now, the reason is because when we start this system, if other workflows are going on that are texting the lead and stuff, you're going to have too much contact with the lead. And ultimately, when the bot is running, you just want the bot to be running. You don't want to mix all these other workflows or else it's going to be confusing to troubleshoot. So we're going to click remove all workflows. And once we click into that, we're just going to leave it just like this. And we're going to make sure that this is turned off, include current workflow. Because if we start the bot and then remove from all workflows and we include this one, then the bot won't actually start. Okay. So this is the, this first workflow. The second one is going to be to remove a tag. So you're going to go over here and type in remove contact tag. Now, when you type that in, what you're going to do is you're going to select from the dropdown of the tag that we selected or created just a few seconds ago. So we're going to click stop bot SMS, and then we're just going to click save action. Now we're going to do another one, click plus, and now we are going to add a contact tag, And then we're going to click over here, and then we're going to choose the other tag, right, which is autopilot SMS. So you should have three actions: remove from all, remove stop bot, and add autopilot SMS tag. Okay. And then the next one we're going to do is this is going to be update a contact field. Okay. So we're going to type in update contact field, click on that. Now, when we click on that, we are going to, let me move this right there. Okay. So then we're going to choose this action type of clear field data. So when you select the dropdown, you'll click clear field data. And then what you're going to do is choose from this custom field, GPT user response message last source. And you will click on save. Okay. And then now what you're going to do below this one is you are going to click on add again. And now you're going to do the same exact action, just choose a different dropdown. So instead of clear, right, we're going to choose update field data. Okay. And when we click on update field data, we are going to choose from the GPT user response message last source, and we are going to just type in SMS, and all this stuff will make sense later. So you're going to click on save there. Then you're going to add another one, and this is going to be clear contact field again, and then you're going to choose from the GPT user response message field. And then we're going to save that, and then we're going to go to the next one, which is update. So there's a pattern here, right, of clearing each field, updating them, clearing them, updating them. And that's just so whenever we start the system, everything's fresh with the most accurate data, so the system never has an error retrieving data. Okay, so you're going to clear the GPT user response message, and then you're going to add a new one, and then you're going to update it. Okay, and now when you update this one, you're going to choose the same field, but you're going to choose from this tag, and you're going to choose custom values, and you're going to choose GPT user response message. Okay, and then that's going to look like this. That way, when we start the bot, we're going to basically update this field with a custom value that we control on the back end. Okay, the next step is to clear a contact field again. So this one we're going to clear is the GPT assistant response message. So we're just going to clear that. And then we're going to do update contact field again. And then we're going to do update GPT assistant response message. And we're going to choose the update field data. So this one is now going to be the custom values of the custom or the GPT assistant response message. Okay. Then we're going to close that. Now, we are going to format the date and time, and this is basically so the system knows when it's interacting, with the actual, lead. Now, if you don't have the highest level plan of GoHighLevel, you can skip this step here. But if you do have it, then you're just going to click on format, and this is going to be the date and time formatter, and then you're going to choose, you can basically just model this exact, setup right here. Okay. And then same thing, you're going to go plus, and then now you're just going to update this custom field with the value that the formatter produces. So this one's going to be right here, date time formatter, and then it's going to be right there. Okay, so that's workflow one. All right, if you didn't do this properly, go back, start on this specific section, and then basically just go through it in order. Because if you don't go through it in order, you're not going to be able to do this. Okay, so this is the second hardest workflow to do. So if you've completed this, then you're good to go. Okay. Before we move on to the next step, we need to go to our settings and turn on allow re-entry. Okay. Allow re-entry. This basically allows contacts to go through this workflow multiple times. And if you don't have this on and you're testing, then you can't start the bot again on the same contact. So you're going to want to turn this on. And then the rest of the settings you can leave and just click on save. So that is workflow 1. Workflow 2 is going to be called stop bot. So you're going to create a new workflow, and this is going to be your second workflow here. All right. Now, same logic. There's no trigger needed, and you'll see why when we complete this entire setup. So no trigger needed. Now we're going to click on plus here, and this is going to be called remove from workflow. Okay. Because what's going to happen is if we need to stop this bot from, running on a specific contact, we need to be able to remove them from, the workflow that basically communicates with the lead using GPT. Okay. So we're going to click remove from workflow, and what it'll look like, we're going to come back to this one because you won't have this workflow 4 built yet. But what it will look like is it's going to say another workflow, and it's going to be workflow 4. Okay, workflow 4. So since you don't have anything there, you can just do current workflow for now, just so you can save the action. Okay, and then we'll come back to it. Now you're going to do plus over here, and then you're going to click on, this is going to be remove contact tag. So remove contact tag, and then we're going to click on this specific one, and then we're going to remove the autopilot tag. Okay, this is basically, so we stop the bot. So we have the start bot, which adds all the right tags, updates all the fields, makes sure everything's good to run. And then we have a stop bot, which is going to remove this tag so that the bot is no longer, or the lead is no longer being identified as someone in the bot. And then we're going to do the opposite, which is add a contact tag. And then we're going to add the stop bot tag. Okay. And you'll see where this, goes into play later. So we'll save that. And then same thing, that'll be completed. We'll click settings, and then we're going to click allow reentry. That way we can stop the bot on a contact multiple times if we need to. Okay. So you should have 2 workflows now. And that's basically it. Okay. So the third one, you're going to create a new one again. And this one's super easy. So you'll have a blank workflow. And then all you're going to do is click on plus. And then you're going to click on update, or type in update custom value. And what we're going to do is select from our custom value of webhook URL. Okay. And the current value for yours is going to say blank or whatever you typed. Right. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to type in blank. Okay. You can really type in anything here. But basically what this does is, in order for this system to work, ChatGPT and GoHighLevel are connected via Zapier. And so in order for us to connect these 2 tools, we're given a link, which we haven't gotten yet. So you'll see that later in the training. But basically, when this link is, put into the correct custom value, the system will function properly, right? Now, if we run a workflow that refreshes this value with a value that just says blank, this is not a valid link that Zapier can work with. And so when we replace this value with something that says blank, basically the bot will no longer work system-wide. And so this is just a hard reset in case you ever need to just turn the system off across the entire system and make it easy to do it without having to go through every contact and do a bunch of stuff. So this is just really a fail-safe. It's basically an emergency brake for, the system. Okay, so important, but you probably won't use it if you use it correctly. Okay. So same thing, we're going to go to settings and make sure that allow re-entry is turned on. Okay. So we're pretty much 60% there in terms of the workflows. Now, this next workflow is going to be the most challenging workflow. Okay. So should have 3 workflows. We're going to now create a new workflow. Okay. And what we're going to do is this may look like a lot, so I'm going to walk you through everything. Okay. So let me move this over here. All right. So it's best for you to just follow exactly what I'm saying and not try to understand it right now. And then once you've put it together, you can look at it and then make sense of it all. Okay. But it's best to just follow exactly what I'm saying, build it, and then look back at it later and, oh, okay, I get what we did. So the first step to doing this is we are going to add a new trigger, and that trigger is going to be called contact changed. Contact changed. Now, once we do that, we're going to see the trigger here says contact changed. And what we're going to do is we are going to choose from our filters, and we are going to choose from our custom field GPT assistant response message, and we're going to choose has changed. Okay. And we're just going to save that. Okay. So that's step 1. And then the next thing we're going to do is the second trigger. So we're going to make a new trigger again, and we're going to type customer replied, and then we're going to choose, I'll show you what we choose in here, but you choose customer reply. So we're going to choose number 1, the reply channel is SMS. Okay, so choose reply channel, then choose from the drop down SMS. The second thing is you're going to choose has tag, and then you're going to choose autopilot SMS. Then you're going to click on add filter again, so you should have 3 filters. Doesn't have tag, and then you're going to choose stop bot. Okay, that will have created your 2 triggers. Okay, then we're going to go to the next step. So we're going to click on plus, and we're going to type if. Okay, we click on if else, and that's going to open up something like this. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on, you should have one branch right away. This is a branch right here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you can just title this one customer replied, and then you're going to choose from this drop down here, and you're going to choose workflow trigger, and then we're going to choose is, and then we're going to choose customer replied SMS. Okay, now if you're not seeing this say customer replied SMS, you need to rename these workflow trigger names. So this one's named contact changed. This one's named customer replied SMS. So because those are named, when I pull from the drop down here, I can choose which workflow I want. So I'm going to choose customer replied SMS. Okay, so workflow trigger is customer replied SMS. Now you won't see a second branch like this. Okay, so in order to create it, you're going to click add branch, and that's going to create this branch here. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to choose workflow trigger again, and now you're going to do is contact change. Okay, and remember, this is based on the naming that you name the trigger here. Then you're going to add a condition. Okay, see how I added this condition? And then you're going to choose tags. So you can just type in tags, and then includes autopilot SMS. Okay, so you'll just choose from the drop down. Then you're going to do another condition, which will make a second and you're going to choose tags does not include stop bot SMS. Then you're going to add another one, and then you'll have your final one, which is and then you're going to choose GPT. So the easiest way to do this is type GPT user response. Okay, so you're going to choose the last source. Okay, then you're going to choose contains SMS. Now you're going to save this. Okay, so what you should see is basically you should see 3 branches. 1, 2, 3. Don't worry about this side for now. We're just going to go straight down this left side. All right. So you're going to click on plus underneath customer replied, and you are going to choose the update contact field data again. So you're going to do update contact field, and then you're going to choose clear. Okay. And then when you clear it, you're going to basically clear GPT user response message last source. Okay. Last source. And then you're going to do the same thing again. And you're going to do update, but this time you're going to do update field data, and then you're going to choose GPT user response message last source SMS. So the reason we do this is we clear the last source, right? Make sure it's fresh, because this system, if you buy it, it does work on Facebook Messenger and Instagram and SMS. So we want to make sure that if customers are communicating on multiple channels, we're just clearing the last source that they're sending the message from, and then we're updating it, okay, to SMS, because this is the SMS system. Now, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do update again, and then we're going to do clear GPT user response message field, and we're going to choose user response message here, okay? Then we're going to do plus. We're going to do the same thing except update, and then we're going to choose update field data, GPT user response message, and then this one, you're going to pull from this tag, and you're going to click message body, okay? And you're going to save that. And we're almost there. So then we're going to do the same thing with the formatting. So we're going to just do format date and time, or date and time formatter. And then we're going to choose our format date and time, and then the current date and time field. Okay. And you can just model this exact format there. Then we're going to clear. So update contact field. We're going to choose clear. And then we're going to clear this GPT date since last message received field. Okay. Then we're going to go to the next one, click plus, and we're going to type in update again, and we are going to choose from the GPT date since last message received, and we're going to do the same thing where we click on this tag, go to message body, or excuse me. We're going to go to date and time formatter and click number 1, format date and time, and then choose that one. My apologies. So that's what you should see there. And then lastly, we're going to do a plus here and type in webhook, not custom, webhook. And then here you can basically put in the custom value webhook URL. Okay, so we're going to go over here and just click on the tag, and then we're going to click on custom values, and then we're going to click on webhook URL, okay? Webhook URL. Now, once you do that, you should see this, and it should say webhook, and it should say post. Now, for this, you're going to copy, or you're going to click on add another item, and then you're just going to follow exactly what I'm showing. So this one is going to be called assistant name. So the first one is assistant name, and then we're going to click on this tag, and we're going to go down to custom values, and we're going to choose assistant name. All right, so you should have one there, assistant name, no spaces, with the custom values assistant name. You're going to add another one. You're going to do company name, no spaces. You're going to click on this, custom values, company name, boom. Now you should have that. You're going to click add another, do GPT, user response message, no spaces. Click on this tag here, go to custom values, GPT, assistant response message, boom. Should have 3 values, okay? Assistant name, company, and then GPT user response message, okay? Now, we're going to choose date, or we're just going to type in date since last message received, and then we're going to click on this tag, go to date time formatter, and we're going to choose this value here, all right? And then lastly, GPT user response message last source, okay? No spaces. We're going to click on this tag, custom values, GPT, user response message, or no, this is going to be a different thing. So we're going to click on tag. We're not going to do custom values this time, and we're going to type in source, or we can type in GPT. Sometimes the search is a little weird. So we're going to choose this one, contact, custom fields, GPT, user response message, last source. All right. And there you go. Now we're going to save that, and don't worry about these lines and stuff yet. You should now have a 2 triggers, contact changed, customer replied SMS, and a condition, which created a customer replied branch and a contact change branch and one that says none. And then we just created this one right here, right there. All right. Now we're going to move on to this next one. So we're going to go to contact changed, and we're going to click on plus, and we're going to do if, okay? And we're going to do if else, and then that's going to create two branches. So when you click on it, you should just see one blank branch. This blank one automatically gets created, so you won't see 2 branches here. So what you're going to do is you won't see this, you'll see this blank here. And what you're going to do is you can just type in keyword triggered and has not booked an appointment. And then what you're going to do is choose from the segments, GPT assistant response message. So we're going to type GPT assistant response message, and then we're going to do contains keywords. You're just going to type keyword. We'll come back to this later. For now, like I said, we want to just build the technical stuff, get everything working, and then you can adjust it, okay? But you need the structure first. So GPT assistant response message contains keyword. Just type in keyword there. Then you're going to choose add segment, add condition, and then you should see a second drop down that says and then you're going to just type in last appointment at, and then you're just going to do is empty. So this is basically an appointment booking, the appointment booking part of the workflow. So then you're going to click save. Now that should basically have created this, label here. And so ignore this again. We're just going to focus on this part of the system. So you're going to click on plus, and if you have the highest level of high level, you're going to be able to choose the Eliza AI appointment booking bot. Okay, so click on that. Once you click on that, you can just basically choose from one of your calendars, okay? You may not need to save a calendar in order for this to work. If you don't have a calendar, I wouldn't worry about creating it right now, as long as this can get saved, because last thing you want to do is break your focus and go and do that, okay? So what you're going to put here is just put 1 hour, send first message, and you can even leave the message that is sent, or that automatically gets populated here. It doesn't matter yet, okay? And then you can just do don't let the bot send the appointment confirmation message, and then just click save. Okay, so all you want to do is just get that to save there, and that way you can basically save this part of the workflow. This AI condition will automatically get created. Okay, so don't worry about this at all for now. So you're done with the trigger 1, trigger 2 condition. We did all this already, and then we just did this and this. Okay, so the last part is when you click on the condition, there's not another branch. So you're just going to click underneath none, and you're going to type in, or you're going to click on the plus, and you're going to type SMS. And when you click on this, it's going to open up the ability to send an SMS. And this is where we're sending the message from the bot to GoHighLevel, or through GoHighLevel to the lead. Okay. So we're going to basically choose custom values, and then we're going to choose this, hold on, that got deleted. Okay. Then we're going to choose the contact, and then custom fields, and then we're going to choose GPT assistant response message. Okay, so it should just look like this. Now, this is not what's going to get sent to the contact. This is just the placeholder custom field, and you'll see how it works later. So just save that. Now, if you want your bot to basically follow up with your leads forever, you can do this next step. If you don't want the bot to follow up, you're done with this step. Okay. But I am going to show those that do. That way you understand, how this thing works. So what we're going to do is click plus, and we're going to type wait. And then we're going to click on wait. And when we type in wait, that is going to basically prompt this wait period. But we want to change this from a time delay to contact reply. Okay. So we're going to change contact reply. And then you should see when you choose this reply to, you should see whatever this message, whatever you named this action. Okay, so I named mine very clearly, so you can clearly see this is the exact same message. Okay, then what I have is a timeout feature. So if the contact does not respond, then after 1 day, the bot is going to follow up with them. Okay, so for now, just turn on timeout and just put 1 day. That way you can just build it exactly how I show. So just click 1 day and then save. Now, you should have these 2 steps done, okay? And don't worry about this one. This is actually the test that I ran with you guys when I started the video. So there I am. It's waiting for me to see if I responded. So don't worry about that one. So below this, you're going to click plus, and you're going to do if else, and then that's going to open up another condition. And then you're going to name this one customer replied. And then for your segment, you're going to choose, it's going to be right here. Oops. Well, I'm going to choose contact reply, and then I'm going to do contact replied, and then just do true, okay? And then that's going to create this left branch over here that says customer replied, and then you'll see none, and this will be blank. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, underneath customer replied, I'm going to type go to. It's kind of weird. I have to type go. So I click on go to, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this to this top step over here. Okay. So that's linked right over here to this top one. So if you need to see where that is, it's going right here. GoHighLevel did just change the interface, so these lines are actually a little bit weird, but it should be going straight to this workflow, okay? Just for a little bit of context, if the customer replies, we don't want to go make a whole new workflow. We just want to send them back to the customer reply part of the workflow, okay? So that's that. You're 95% done with this workflow build. So now we're going to have this one on the right that says none, and then we're going to click on plus, and we're going to do update, and then we're just going to do clear GPT. So we're going to choose clear, and then we're going to do clear field data GPT user response message last source. Okay, so same thing except update. So we're going to do update, and then we're going to choose update, and then we're going to do GPT user response message last source, and then you're going to type in SMS all caps here, same way you've been doing it throughout the rest of the workflow. Okay, below that, we're almost there. We're going to do a plus. We're going to do update, and then we're going to do this one's clear again. You'll notice a pattern now. And then you're going to choose GPT user response message. Okay, GPT user response message. Okay, and then you're going to save it, do plus, update, and then you're going to do update contact field. You're going to choose update field data. And now you're going to choose GPT user response message. Okay, and then this one, you're going to choose the tag and do custom values GPT user response message. Okay, boom. And then below that, you're going to type go to again. And then this one's just going to go to the bottom of the workflow and just go to this webhook. All right. And I'm not going to explain that right now because that'll be too confusing for most people. So just link it to the webhook and click save. So that is the 80-20 of this entire system right there. So if you followed along, you're pretty much ready to go other than these next few steps. So if you got this done, you just pretty much built the bot, okay, for free. So now we're going to go, or first of all, we're going to click settings, and we're going to click allow re-entry to make sure that the actual, bot can run multiple times, which you need to. So we're going to save that, and then that's it, and go back to workflows. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 workflows. Okay. Now that we created this, we're going to go back to this one real quick, and we are going to choose, you had it on current workflow. You're going to change to another workflow, and then you're going to choose number 4 right there. Okay. And then you're going to save it, and then you're going to save. Okay. So now we're complete. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's, on point. Now this one's super, super easy. So we're pretty much done with the workflow. So you're going to create a new one, start from scratch. And then this one's going to be number 5. You can name it like this. Now, no trigger needed here. What we're going to do is we're going to click on plus, and then we're going to type in add to, it's weird it doesn't show up, but add to workflow, okay? And then when we click on that, we are going to choose number 1 here, number 1. Now, what this one's for is if you add in multiple lead sources, like a Facebook lead form, you can just auto start the bot right there. Boom, okay? So I'll show you how to do that later, but that's what this one's for. So you can add all your lead sources here and just start the bot. So that concludes basically part 1 of this system, which is building, these 5 workflows, which I just built here, and it's all on this, everything I did is right here written. So you guys can reference that. So we did the custom values, the custom tags, the custom fields, and then the 5 workflows. All right. So now we're going to do some simple logistics. All right. Before we get into the next part, and then we're pretty much going to be done. So what we need to do here inside of our system is we want to buy a phone number and test the system. It's not going to respond with the bot yet, but we can get, step 1 completed. So what we're going to do is go to our settings, go to our phone number section here, and then we're going to click on add number and click add phone number. And then from here, what I'd recommend doing with the A2P stuff is just choose unselect local and mobile, and then just choose apply and make sure you have toll free on. And then you can just turn, this thing on and click proceed to buy. Okay. Then you'll have a number there. So that'll complete that part of the process. All right. Now, once you've added that number, we're going to add this, we're going to add a test contact. So what I'm going to do is go to settings here and go to contacts. Now, I already have this number here, but I'm going to delete it so you guys can see what it's going to look like on your end. So if I refresh this and I click on the plus, I'm going to add this phone number so that I can start testing the system. Now, like I said, it's not going to fully work yet, but there's one critical piece we have to do. So once I've added this phone number, right, this is the number I can text from. So just imagine it being like my cell phone. So this, you could just add your cell phone here. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add the bot to the test contact. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on workflows. So we just made 5 workflows with all the fields and tags and all that. So if you followed exactly how I show it, then when you click on add, you should see workflow 1, ChatGPT, SMS, start bot. Now this is how I've named it. You may have named it slightly different, but basically workflow 1. So what should happen is when I click add, it should send a message to this phone number that just says hi or whatever I put back in the custom values. So boom, there it is. Now don't worry about this. This is a default GoHighLevel feature. I can show you how to change it later. Just your focus right now should just be literally getting the actual function to work, and then you'll be good. So don't worry about this for now. Okay. So now that this message was sent, okay, I know that I did the workflows correctly. Okay. Now if I responded as the actual, so this is the message from this system. Okay. So this number right here is the number of this account, and then this number is the number of this account. So I'm on 2 high-level screens. This is where I built the system. This is where where I'm pretending to be the lead. So there's the message I just sent. Now, if I respond, like if you respond from your cell phone, it's not going to work because we didn't do the Zapier part yet. If I do, it will because it's already been hooked up. But all we need to do right there is just make sure that this has been, that this was able to go through. Okay. So that's going to basically wrap up, the GoHighLevel section. We're going to need to go kind of back and forth, but that's the bulk and majority of the work. The rest is just mapping some fields. Okay. So now we're going to move into section 2. Okay. So I will leave these tabs open because we are going to go back and forth a little bit, but section 2 this section's very fast. Okay. So what we're going to do is we need to create an OpenAI account. Okay. And then from there, we are going to create an assistant. So I'm going to click on this over here, and this is going to take me to where you need to get to. So just Google OpenAI and just make a free account. And then once you make that account, you may be prompted to sign up for the plus version so that you can actually, do this part of the process that I'm showing you. So you can just go to this link here, and whatever it has you do prior to that is what you'll need to do to get into this next step. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I am basically just going to show you in the same way I did with the other instruction, just what you'll do. And then I'll just show you in the live model. So what we're going to do is click on create. And then here's where you can name your bot. So you can just call her Jackie or Lisa or whatever. And then here you're just going to write, you are a helpful assistant. So this is not our custom prompt that I'll talk about later, because like I said, we really just want to get the function of the 2 technologies working together. That way we can make the adjustments later. But trying to do both is going to be too hard. So just type this in there. And then for the model, you're going to type in, it may depend which models you have. I've been on ChatGPT pretty much since it first started. So I have access to the most recent version, which allows me to, mess with the functions, the code interpreter, all this stuff in my bot, and even upload files. So I'm just going to choose this one for now. Whichever one, you see on your end is going to work just to get this thing running. So just choose one of those models. Okay. Now I'm going to just type in, or I'll just click save here. And now I've created a, new assistant, and I can actually, test this, system right here and see how it works right there in the playground. Okay. We'll do that later, but there is Jackie created. Okay. So now that's basically step 2 or section 2. So it's very easy. Okay. So the next section is we need to create a Zapier template. So we need to tie all of the softwares together. Okay. So this is where we're going to just go. I'm going to close this for now, this OpenAI, because I don't need it right now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this Zapier link. And this is basically going to allow me to create this automation. All right. Now, if you don't have a Zapier account, you'll need one. Same rules apply. You're going to need an account to basically get this going. So what we're going to do is build a trigger, or a zap is what it's called, that works like this. So it's super simple. So what I'm going to do is click on trigger, and I'm going to choose type webhook here. So you should see webhooks by Zapier. And if you remember, when we were building the workflow, we added in a webhook, okay? So what we're going to choose is the event, and we're going to choose catch hook, okay? Catch hook. And I have all of the actual settings here so we can reference. So webhooks by Zapier, catch hook, and then it's going to produce a URL, which I'll show you. So we're going to click continue, and then for pick off a child key, just click continue, and then we're going to copy this URL. So copy this URL, and we're going to go back to high level. All right. And we're going to go back to our settings, and we're going to go to custom values. And now this webhook URL that was, you probably typed blank or something like that. We're now going to paste this value in like so. So we're going to click on update. All right. And there you go. Okay. So now we've basically, got these two systems to communicate. Okay. So in order to test that it is in fact working, what I'm going to do is I am now going to respond back as the lead. So this would be you responding on your actual cell phone from the message that was started by the bot just a few minutes ago. So what I'm going to do is type a really distinct message. So I'm going to type test GPT 123. And when I send this over, I will not get a response from the bot. But what should happen is when I click on test trigger, I should see what's called a record sending me this message, which is right there. Boom, there it is. So I just linked the two systems successfully now. So we're literally like rounding third base, coming home, like we're almost done. So now I know for sure this is the message that I just sent, and everything mapped accordingly. So I'm going to go down and click continue with selected record. So the second step of the Zap is going to be the GPT part. Okay, so we're going to choose ChatGPT. So we're going to type ChatGPT and click on this one. And now what we're going to choose is the conversation with assistant. Okay, conversation with assistant. And what we're going to do is click continue, continue, and then now we just need to map these fields, which may seem complicated, but it's really not. So we just need to say, hey, we just got this message from a customer. We need to tell the assistant like what the message said. And the message, right, said test GPT 123. So it'll be very easy to find. So what we're going to do is I'm going to reference this because I have the exact field that passes through from the system. So what we're going to do is just type custom data GPT, okay, and that'll probably be enough. So if I type in here, custom data GPT, there we see our message, test GPT 123, boom. And there's the message from our lead to the actual bot now, okay? So like I said, don't worry if it doesn't all make sense, just make sure you're following along and mapping everything correctly. Now we have the ability to choose from our assistant, okay? And the one that I created was Jackie, right? So we're going to click Jackie right there, and then the assistant name, all right? We're going to be able to pull this value from the actual GoHighLevel. So same thing. Even though we can name the assistant internally, but if we want to name the assistant externally, right, to the actual, to the actual end user, we're going to need to map this here, okay? So what we're going to do is type in, we could just type in Jackie or the name of yours because that'll tell me where it is. So I'm going to just type Jackie. Now for the assistant instructions, you can basically just leave this as is. You can leave this blank because we are going to use the assistant instructions in the OpenAI backend over here. So before I confuse anyone, so you don't need to type anything here because we're going to edit everything back here. It makes it way easier. Okay. What I want you to do is set up the tech once, never have to worry about it. And then if you need to change it, just change it back here. Okay. That way you don't mess with the actual system. So we're going to leave this blank. And then we are going to choose the model should, this is a little, vision. Whoa. Oh no. Right as I'm saying, this was not here. This was not here literally earlier this morning. So this may be the feature I was telling you guys about, with, analyzing images. So let me stay grounded here and just stick to the one that we originally chose, which is this one. And then maybe at the end, I'll do a little bonus round and see if it can, interpret images, which would be crazy. But for now, I'm just going to choose the same model that you chose on the back end of the OpenAI. And then for the tools, you can turn on retrieval if you intend to use a PDF. And then for conversation ID, what we're going to do is we are going to choose a unique value that GoHighLevel provides to contacts when they become a lead. So this will basically help our system distinguish like who the conversation is with, okay? It's basically like a memory key. So we're going to type in contact ID, and you should see a weird string of letters and numbers like this, and that's it for that. Now, for the new files and existing files, you won't have anything here. So I'll show you when we upload a PDF what to choose from. It's actually super simple, but there shouldn't be any, or there is a existing file from my other bot. So that's how it looks. And you could that's how you would select it. But for now, just leave it off. And then we can just click continue. Now, what we're going to do is click test step. And what this is going to do is we want this bot to respond to that message, GPT, 1, 2, 3. And so it should just say, I don't know what it's going to say, but it'll probably just ask what we mean. Okay, I see you're testing or something like that. So there it is. And then what we're looking for here is a response from the actual system. So there it is, full response. It appears that you entered test GPT, but I'm not sure so this is the bot talking right there. So we're going to click, we need to add another step, but this step was tested successfully, okay? So we're going to click on plus over here because we need a third step. If we look at the blueprint here, we have this one and this one, okay? So this one and this one, and then we need a third step, add update contact in lead connector, which is basically send the response from the bot to the lead in GoHighLevel. So we're going to type plus, and then we're going to type in lead connector, okay? So lead connector is another name for HighLevel. So if you're wondering what that is, that's what it is. So it's GoHighLevel. So now what we're going to do is we're going to choose an event, and we are going to choose add update contact, okay? Add update contact. And when we click on continue, then we're going to basically have to choose from our accounts, okay? So you should see choose an account and click choose. Now, where you get the key that is needed for linking the accounts is under business profile, and you'll click on this API key, and you'll basically paste it in right there, okay? And then it should look like this. I'm going to pause and do mine. So there is mine right there. All right. And now what we're going to do is, and if you're wondering why mine says this, you can actually rename it here, which I recommend doing by clicking edit connection name, and make sure you have a clear name for your business, because if you're going to run this for clients, you're going to need to identify which client it's for. So we're going to click continue. And now we're just going to map these fields from the webhook and the response into the proper, fields, and we're going to be good to go. So I have that all in the cheat sheet. So no guesswork required. So I'm going to go right here, and now this is how we want the data to look. So what we're going to do is go back over here, and you're going to notice there's no first name, right? If I type in first name, none of that stuff is going to show. Now, the reason is because when I created this test contact, I just put a phone number. So if I do test first name, test last name, test email at gmail.com, then when I save this, okay, and if I go back to what would be my cell phone, if you're testing with your cell phone, and send test phone and email, what should happen is when I send this over, I'm just refreshing the webhook. And if I go back to Zapier, all I'm going to do is click on test and pull a second record. And that record should just have that data so we can map it successfully. So there it is, continue. And there you can see the new message. So now I'm going to go to step 3 again. I kind of skipped around because I forgot to put in that name. So that's my fault. But I'm going to just type in first name, and there it is, test first name. Then we're going to do last name. Boom. And then we're going to do phone number, which is right there. And then we're going to do email, which is right there. All right. And then from here, let me go back here, make sure I don't miss anything. We are going to make sure that we choose our GPT. So we have to mark the lead as true. So this is just separate from our system. This is just like a necessary thing. So just choose true here. And then what you're going to do is now under GPT Assistant Response Message, you are going to choose right here. You're going to choose from the second, not the webhook. You're going to choose from the bot, because this is where we're going to send the bot message to the contact. Okay. So this one goes right there. Perfect. And then from here, we are going to go to the last source, GPT user response message last source. And then we're going to map this from the webhook. And this should say SMS. So I recommend choosing the custom data one, last source, because that will always pull like the most fresh value. And so this is how it should look. So now if, what I'm doing, like if I set everything up correctly, then when I actually click test, okay, when I click test, what's going to happen is this message right here is going to get sent to me, okay, for the first time. This is going to be the first message actually from the bot interacting with the lead. So if I click over here and I click test, like I said, before I click it, we should see this right here. It's going to pop up right over here, as long as there's no, technical things on the other side. So let's there it is. Boom. So now, as soon as I click on publish, all right, if I click on publish, now I have successfully built this entire system, okay, from scratch. So just to prove to you, I'm going to say, hi, how are you? It's probably going to send like I'm not an AI, something like that. Like that's where the prompt comes in. But just so you can see that I can interact with the system right here, right now, you'll see that this thing will basically respond back to me. There it is. I'm just a computer program, so I don't have feelings, but I'm here and ready to help you. Tell me more. I'm just kind of playing around with it, obviously. But there you can see that from scratch, we built this entire system. Okay, so let's see it send another response here. And GPT-4, like if you use GPT-4 or any of the, you can see it usually, GPT-4 is far better than the other versions. And I'm excited to test the GPT-4 vision. I'll probably just do it at the end of this right now, but you can see it's working. GPT-4 is better. It is potentially a little slower sometimes, but here you can see everything is set in stone and ready to go. Now, what I'm going to do is basically, let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be kind of the bonus here, which is I'm going to show you how to upload your own custom prompt and then upload any specific files. So give me a second. Okay, so this is a prompt that I give to people that have purchased this specific system. So basically you can change it with all of your own data here, but this is the structure and the format so that you can basically produce a consistent outcome of the bot booking an appointment. So let's just say that I'm going to use this prompt here. I can basically just copy this entire prompt right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'll go back to the OpenAI where we built the actual assistant. And in Jackie's instructions here, I can click edit and I can, paste that in right there. Okay. Now these have placeholder values. So it's not going to necessarily, it's going to have missing data, but this is where you would paste the actual instructions. All right. And once you do that, you can actually test those instructions right here without interacting with HighLevel and doing those things, because this is where I'd recommend you doing your testing. And then once you do your testing and nail your prompt the way you want it, then you can it'll just automatically update as long as your, this Zap is connected to that specific bot. Okay. So that's how you upload your own prompt right there. And in the snapshot in the course, I break down how to actually, fill this stuff in and stuff like that. But it's pretty much, replace the values in brackets with your own custom data and your own custom qualifying questions. Now, I do want to do a little test here and see what happens with the two things. One, I want to see what happens with the GPT-4 Vision, just as a little bonus because I saw this. And then I'm also just going to show you how to upload the PDF. So I'll do the PDF first since I've already tested that and know that it works. So give me a second. All right, so here's just a simple example of a PDF, right? So this is just a few questions that, somebody may be asking a business or something, right? So what I'm going to do is basically I just downloaded this PDF. So inside of, the assistance part of OpenAI, I can come over here and edit this, and I'm going to just click on Files, and I'm going to upload this PDF, okay? And now I'm just going to remove this base prompt just so it's simple and just says you are a helpful assistant. And now if I click Save, okay, now if I interact with this specific system, now if I ask this question to the actual bot, it should provide me an answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this contact here because there is a memory key. So a memory key will remember the previous prompt. And so I'm just basically going to start the bot over on a fresh contact, and you'll see how it works. So if I click on Start Bot again, that's going to send that first message that just says hi again. And then from here, I can just say, how much is your snapshot? And now what should happen is this should be interacting, or I don't know if I quite linked it here. Let's see if I put let's see how it responds. If it doesn't respond with the answer in the document, I have to link it in the Zap, but let's see. Okay, yeah, so this doesn't obviously have the right information. So I'm going to just edit this real quick. This is the Zap, and then I just need to give it access to this PDF. So yeah, see how this is not selected? So I'm going to choose this one. This is the newer one that I just uploaded. Click Continue. And there we go. That should work. So if I go back over here, how much is the snapshot? Let's see if it'll work with that existing memory key, if it updates with the PDF. If not, then I just need to delete the contact, but it should produce, let's see what it does. Let's see. Sometimes it takes, it's hard to tell. Let's see. I'll restart it. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, okay. I rendered, if you're referring to a snapshot. Okay. So it should work right here when I click on the, right here. So if I add it back in, it should be a valid PDF. So let's see and make sure. Let me turn on. You may have to turn on the code interpreter to make sure that everything is good. This is a PDF, so that should be good. I'm going to just make sure, yeah, everything's, let me make sure that that PDF was saved here. All right. So that should work. So if we go back over here, let me just restart it again. Like I said, if it doesn't have access to the data when the conversation started and it's linked to a specific conversation ID or contact ID, excuse me, it may not be able to answer that question, but it should work right here. And you could upload books. I mean, you could upload everything you could think of, right? Obviously you want to keep it, specific around your business's use case. But the fact that you can just upload PDFs in there, documentation you may already have, it can help a lot of people out. So let's see how this one responds. There it is. Boom. Snapshot costs $150. So that's straight off of the thing. And then if somebody asked, how long does it take to install the bot, then it should produce that response as well. So yeah, that was the little distinction, is just you have to make sure that the file is linked in the Zap, and then it's just a conversation with somebody that doesn't already have a memory key linked to it. Okay, so you should see a response there in just a second, and then I'm gonna test. After it sends a response, I'll pause. Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna pause this, and let's see what it does with an image. All right. All right, so I updated the version to the GPT-4 Vision preview, and I deleted the contact, so I'm going to start it again. Now it's going to have the updated, model, which is the Vision, and then, wow. Okay, so I want to see what, this is crazy. So I'm going to upload just this screenshot here and see if it tells me what this is. Obviously, this is a very basic function just in terms of like it's a house, but give it a few months and it's gonna, let's see. I don't know what it's gonna do. So this is me live reacting to it. So I can't promise anything. But this is, let's see. Oh, the thing about, yeah, that may actually not even be a Zapier thing, or a ChatGPT thing, because it's linking just the message of the actual text, so it can't necessarily get that image file. So let me see if I can actually change what's in that message by pulling a new record where it pulls that media. Okay, no, it's not going to pull the media. Okay, that's not going to work, but it's coming. That's actually a GoHighLevel thing that, basically has to be able to be sent to ChatGPT, because it's only reading the value that's in the message, and the value is just text. So if we could pull like the image or the content in the message, then it would be able to do it. But right now it won't. So anyway, I hope this training was super valuable for you. This is the most current, updated way that I am using ChatGPT, and I hope it found you well. The links are below for anything that you may need with the snapshots or anything like that. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.